Yo, what's going on, guys? I have another review video today, and it's going to be on my hayateotsu that I got in the mail, and I'm going to be comparing a little bit to my hien. So right off the bat, X and Y is exactly the same, no differences there, and then it's really, really nice to like move around. It feels really smooth all around, really good speed too. I pretty much used core pads on an Endgame Gear XM1 like the entirety that I was testing it, just because I couldn't really deal with the lack of stopping power with Tiger Ice Feet. Obviously, it's a preference thing. If you prefer more speed, go with Tiger Ice Feet. If you prefer more control, go with core pads. So overall, it's like super nice. You don't feel the stitching either, and that's something I usually feel with a super light, mainly because don't have the puck. So typically, I feel a lot of like the I feel a lot of the stitching, but I actually don't feel it. Compared to like my hien, I definitely feel the abrasiveness of like the pad, like the roughness. But even comparing like the roughness of the pad to the Otsu is miles smoother. It's pretty impressive that Artisan managed to get all the speed and like all the good parts of like the hien, but still make it like even better with like better like less abrasiveness, so you don't have to use an arm sleeve on this pad. But in terms of if you wanted to use one, the Y is really good. X is a lot harder to move along, but Y is really nice. As opposed to a hien. A hien, it's pretty hard for me to move my arm sleeve around. It could just be the material that I use. But yeah, it's definitely dependent on what arm sleeve you're wearing. And then I do have a soft Otsu compared to my X soft and my hien. The main difference that I noticed between them is with an Otsu, if I wanted to use something like my super light with Tiger Ice Feet, I can't like push into the pad as much. It's still soft, but not soft enough for me to push into the pad compared to like my hien. I can definitely push into my hien to get more stopping power compared to my soft hayateotsu, but it is really just dependent on you. If you prefer more stopping power, maybe get an X soft. If you prefer a little bit more speed, get a soft. Both are really nice to use regardless. In terms of like dust and dirt, you can pretty much just pick it up and throw it away or wipe it off with a microfiber cloth. Just as easy to clean as a hien. Obviously, don't fold these pads; it'll fuck up the stitching. Just hand wash it. Like there's so many tutorials out on how to wash artisan pads. Just look up any one of them, and then just like listen to whatever they have to say. Base is perfect, lays flat. Hasn't moved at all since I put it down on my second pad. Really nice to see because I have an issue with pads moving on top of my Aqua Control Plus. And then that's pretty much everything I have to say about the pad. It's not there, like mouse pads just don't have a lot of content to talk about, sadly. But if you wanted to get the hayateotsu or the hien, I would, if you're on a budget, just get a hien clone. There's so many that there's literally hien clones that are half the price. The only thing is you don't get like artisan stitching or like their base. But you get half the price, which is pretty fucking worth it in my opinion. But if you have the extra cash, or if you want like something better than a hien, if you have one already, then go with an Otsu. It's just so much better in like every way. The only complaints I ever had about my hien was that it was a little bit fast, and then like the stitching was quite rough. So this one has a little bit more stopping power, not as much as I'd like, but definitely more than a hien, and it's smooth. Like it's really smooth to the touch, to the point where you don't need an arm sleeve. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the review. If you're gonna get an Otsu, I would just go on lethal. They're selling the wine red versions of it right now, so it'll look like this, but it'll just be, you know, an Otsu pad. If you have any questions, I'm very free to answer them all in the comments. If I missed anything, let me know. Please let me know. Mouse pads are a lot more difficult for me to talk about just because there's not a whole lot of content to like actually talk about, and describing like glide is really difficult. So if you guys have any idea on how I can be more descriptive, or if I missed anything for future mousepad reviews, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, I will be editing my clips in that I got with my Otsu specifically at the end of the video as per usual, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. too.
Here. Oh my god, he's coming from behind, but the fucking.
I went this way.
Oh god, I'm on fire. I'm right behind you.
There is a guy in front of me.
Oh, I'm fucking stinky with it, bro. You see that? Oh.
That's funny to you?
Look at you right there.